Well, that just went from 0 to 100 rather quickly when it came to this episode of 91 Days. So much death in this episode. Like, so many characters died in this episode. Holy crap. You can definitely see 91 Days is coming to an end next week. But anyways, I honestly didn't think we were going to be getting an episode this week, because what I was hearing earlier this morning and late yesterday was apparently 91 Days wasn't going to air this week, and we were going to have to wait until next week for the episode to air. And that's what Crunchyroll said, that's what Anime News Network said, and I was just completely unaware if we were going to get an episode or not, because they were stating like we shouldn't have gotten an episode. But then I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to check Crunchyroll, and there it was. It's about to air, and so I was just sitting there, I'm like, okay, the timer's ticking down on Crunchyroll, let's see if it's gonna start. It hit 0, episode started playing, I'm like, okay, so I guess it's not gonna be on break this week, even though I thought it was, because Crunchyroll said it wasn't gonna be, and Anime News Network said it wasn't gonna be, so I was like, okay. But anyways, 91 Days is here. I'm glad it wasn't delayed, because I love, watching this series and seeing all the crazy shit that goes down, and this episode had a lot of crazy shit go down. I mean, so many character deaths, and such a violent and dark episode. So one of the big things about this episode is that we're reaching that climax of the series. We know that Angelo is now setting into motion his revenge plan. It's all coming together where he's about to completely get everything he wants. He's about to complete his quest for vengeance, where he finally has everything, and eventually he could die and go on with his life. Because after last week's episode, after killing Cortio, which was his brother, he lost everything that he could hold on to. For instance, he lost anything that he really cared about in the world. And after losing him, once he's done with his revenge, it's over. He has nothing to live for. There's nothing. And so, only thing that's really keeping him alive at this moment is his quest for vengeance to kill everyone. And once that's complete, he can just lay down and die. That's how he feels. And I mean, the scariest thing about a person is when they literally lose everything, they have nothing left to lose. They don't give a shit anymore. They're willing to go to really far extremes to do whatever they want if they lose everyone. I mean, look, if you have nothing to lose and you don't care about your life and you're willing to die anyways, that is a scary motherfucker. You don't want to be around that person, because that person will do some crazy shit. And we get to see Angelo set in motion some really crazy stuff in this episode of how he murders both families. Like, he goes after both families. He has them pitted against each other, trying to take each other down. Both the Dons pretty much get assassinated in this episode, and Nero, he's the only one left alive at this time, which is kind of fitting. I mean, as I stated, Nero most likely would be the final one that Angelo would have to take down since their connection and relationship, and seeing him still alive, it makes sense. I feel like the final confrontation in the series, like for, the last episode, is probably going to be Nero and Angelo probably having a talk between each other, and, most likely Angelo's going to kill him, and then Angelo's going to die. I could see something like that happening. But overall, though, Nero's still alive. He's trying to find Angelo and take him down. And right now, Angelo is currently hurt right now after his entire run-in with the family. So, I mean, overall, this situation is very dire, because the way it's looking right now, if Angelo doesn't get any treatment, and if this person that found him at the end of the episode after the credits does whatever he wants with him, Angelo could possibly die before he actually accomplishes his goal. But you have to factor in, though, what he did in this episode pretty much sealed the fate of Nero's family. Because, I mean, look, regardless of the assassination plot to take out, Nero's father, the original Don, it doesn't change the fact that the way it was set up, it looks like it falls on Nero's family's fault. Like, there was an internal struggle, there was lies, and then they tried to assassinate their Don. And so, even if the family knew, it doesn't change the fact that they can use this to wipe out that mafia family, which is Nero's family, and wipe him out. So, what Angelo did was pretty damn sly, and it's something, I guess, for the final fuck you to Nero and everybody else in his family, because he's like, even if you kill me, your family is fucking done. Your family is done. It's GG, because I just shot your Don, and that means that regardless, your entire family is going to get killed because of what just happened, because of my actions. And when he did that, when he sealed the deal and he shot him, you knew what was about to happen. And you saw, like, Gonzo, he gets shot down and all that, he just drops and hits the floor. I'm like, yo, this man just got fucking wrecked. And then you see what happened to everybody else. I'm like, bro, this is getting rather violent. And I really love how this episode was foreshadowed in the opening song. I talked about it a while back in, the episode reviews, but if you pay attention to the opening song, in the opening song, you actually see a play going on in it. And I didn't realize that the play that was in the opening song was actually this final part of the series. Because right now, in this episode, we're in a theater. We're in a play where there's a play going on, and then there's assassination attempt, and that's what Angela was trying to do. And so, when you see people gunning each other down in this episode towards the end, it was kind of like the opening was letting us know this was what it was all going to lead to. All this, conclusion of, just trying to kill each other. Both families just going after each other. So, the opening song kind of spoiled us, but in a way, it was very smart the way they did it. And so, I'm curious to see exactly what else that opening probably spoiled for the finale of the series. So, yeah, overall, 91 Days is episode, the latest one that just came out. A glorious episode, a lot of tension. It's going to be sad to see this finally end. I mean, when it finally reaches its final episode, it's sad to see it's going to conclude. But at the very least, judging by the way it's going, though, it's going to get a conclusion. I mean, it's not going to leave on an open ending where there's not a possibility of a Season 2. It seems like it's going to answer our questions, or at the very least, conclude Angelo's arc for his life. For instance, either he's going to die trying, or he's going to accomplish everything and then die, or he's going to kill everybody, and then he's just going to set off and live a lonely life for the rest of his life until he dies of old age. One or the other most likely is going to happen. So yeah, episode pretty damn good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.